Oh, here they come. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I almost said Thursday. It's Wednesday. I woke up thinking it was Thursday. It feels like Thursday. I don't know anymore. Days are mixed up. Please let us know where you're coming from in the chat. Would love to see you there. As well, if you're just joining us, please make sure that you do turn the to all panelists, all attendees. This way folks can see where you're coming from. Hello, Ontario. Folks here from Toronto area, welcome. Man, it's been hot up our way just recently. Welcome, Texas. Hello, Jamaica. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes here. Very excited to have you all joining us today, Wednesday. Kind of, I know if you're regular, this is kind of a weird day for us to be having a webinar, but it's also exciting at the same time. We have a couple of days off up our way, and don't worry. Hello, New Jersey. Yes, I'm chasing this shade too as well, Stace. It's just what happens when the sun is unreal. Anyways, let's jump in. Let's have a little bit of fun today. I'm excited. Welcome for joining us for the first time to Hi Mama Helps. I'm super excited to be welcoming our special guest on in just a couple of minutes. Before we do, let's just go through a couple of the important pieces just so you know, set you up for success for the rest of this hour. So, as always, folks, I am not the face of legal or financial advice, nor would you want me to be. There's a reason I did not go to law school. At the end of the day, folks, if you're looking at making any big changes within, whether it be within your classroom, within your center, whatever is going on, make sure you are consulting the right people. So whether that be a legal advisor, financial advisor, you know, your licensing rep, whoever that person may be, just make sure that you're consulting the right people before you put any drastic changes into play. We hope that you just take away great tips, tricks, techniques, questions, you know, thought-provoking questions, those sorts of things from our sessions. We're going to give a quick listen here to our land acknowledgement.
Hi Mama acknowledges that our main headquarters is situated in Toronto, Ontario, on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Toronto itself is a word that originates from the Mohawk word takaranto, meaning the place in the water where the trees are standing. As participants and guests in today's webinar, we are coming together from many different places around the world. We encourage you to learn about and acknowledge the land from which you participate.
And now we are going to give a quick listen to our diversity and inclusion statement.
Hi Mama is committed to fostering an inclusive and welcoming environment for our employees, customers, and community. Hi Mama welcomes and celebrates individuals of all backgrounds, orientations, and identities. The Inclusion and Belonging Committee aims to ensure we provide a safe environment for everyone to thrive while bringing their authentic selves to work. Our mission is to promote an inclusive workspace for all employees through education, discussion, and celebration of our differences. Embracing these differences while coming together with a common purpose is what makes our team extra special.
As always, folks, some housekeeping pieces. So we are recording this session. It is there for you later on. We will be sending out the show notes and a certificate. So if you are participating in this live session, we will be sending that along to you. You will not be getting it until early next week. Just want to make sure everyone knows that. All the resources, everything we'll be talking should be coming out early next week for you. So please just keep an eye on your inbox. Like I said, come Monday, you should be seeing something come through. If you need some closed captions, here I was about to say, I almost forgot. They should be there for you. We are recording with closed captions on as well. So if you do need them, just hit the CC tab and they will be available for you. Last but not least, if you're having any issues with Zoom itself, please do take your concerns and everything to support.zoom.us. There are the best people. They know they know Zoom the best, they know what they're doing with it, so they're the ones to help you out when it comes to any issues you may be having. Hopefully you're not having any. at the end of the day, we don't want you to be having any issues whatsoever. If you've never heard of us, if this is your first time joining us, if this is your 50th time, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make sure to let you know we are here to help you out in your childcare facility, no matter where that may be. So whether you are looking for something for your classroom to help you with learning and development, or if you work in the office and you're looking to have more connection with what's going on, whether that be in the classroom, parents, billing, those sorts of things, we are here to help you out. We would love, love, love to have a further conversation with you and have you, joining the Hi Mama family. So please, if you do chat with anyone on our team, let them know I sent you. They would love to hear that on their side as well. And that the link there is in the chat. Morgan posted that. And as well, tons of free resources. So whether you'd like to listen to our podcast, all of our webinars are kept on our site as well through our blog, activities, articles, things that will be, that you may be looking for. You can find tons of things on our website as well. So yes, Tracy, if you do need to leave us and you maybe can't, internet's not great, there will be a certificate with the recording, but once again, that will not be made available until early next week for you folks. So before we jump into fun, I want to run a quick poll. You should see it come up in a second. I know it takes a minute or so to come through on your side. We'd love to know who's joining us today. So whether you're a center owner, director, if you're an educator, parent, whoever you may be, would love to see who you are, as well as, we're talking a little bit more today about, getting a little bit more physical, getting aligning with your center, which I love yoga, and it's a very important piece of my life, and I do it on a daily basis, basically. Would love to know how you're tracking physical development. That's a really important key piece as well. Of course, all learning and development is very important these days and across the board, but would love to know what you do. So whether you're doing this on paper, I used to do it all on paper myself, combo of online, whatever is going on there, would love to know how you're doing. So I'm going to give you guys a minute here just to vote up, because I know it takes a couple seconds to come through on your side. So not to worry there. Not to worry, Tracy. It's all good. If you do have bad connections, you can't stay, just keep an eye out for the recording early next week. So should be coming out too. So shortly here, give you guys a couple more seconds. Tons of educators joining us. I'm excited. That makes me very, very happy. See you folks here with us today. And tons of folks doing a combination of online paper documents, as well as, online documentation. I'm putting two together, and paper documents for tracking physical development. Very interesting piece. Very cool. All right, folks, I'm going to end the poll, so you will not be able to access this anymore, just so you guys are aware. Thank you so much for filling that out for us. But if you've never met us before, let's jump into some intros. I'm Ria. I'm one of the early childhood educators here at Hi Mama. I'm also the community ambassador and host of Hi Mama Helps. That's where you're joining us here today. Typically, we're every Thursday. Today's a bit odd. Not to worry, though. Fun fact for me today, I'm finally getting to see my family for the first time in a very long time and celebrating a long weekend. It's my parents' 40th wedding anniversary, so I'm very excited to go home and be a part of their renewal and their fun. So that's my fun fact. Joining me today, I usually have the lovely Kaya, but I have the lovely Morgan. Kaya's on vacation, but Morgan, give us a fun fact and maybe just a hot tip about you before we jump into the fun.
Good morning or good afternoon, I guess, everyone. I guess it might be a different time wherever you are. But yeah, my name is Morgan. I'm a co-op student at Hi Mama, and I'm filling Kaya's her shoes today. And a fun fact from me is that, I guess not really a fun fact, but I recently just got added this addition to my family. And her name is Luna, and she's 7 weeks old. So I thought this would be a great time to give her her debut. So
I love it.
Yeah, back to you, Rita.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Folks, Morgan is on the chat, so questions that come through, please don't be shy to ping her. She's going to be watching out and making sure everyone's taken care of during the webinar. But without further ado, Ron, make your debut, my young friend here. Ron is with us. If you were not with us last time, you missed out on Ron's last webinar. It was absolutely amazing. But let me just stop sharing here. I want to make sure that you've got the grand entrance that you do. Ron is rejoining us. Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you, Hi Mama, for bringing me back. I love everything that you guys do. And let's just get started. If you're listening, hands in the air. If you're listening, touch your nose. If you're listening, touch your knees. If you're listening, touch your toes. Oh, some of you don't know where. Do we need to go over head, shoulders, knees, and toes, or should we just? All right, we're going to move on. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. Today, we're going to stretch. Today, we're going to breathe. Today, we're going to learn a couple of tools to have kids choose to change their behaviors because you want them to. And I'm going to teach you one concept that when I learned it, totally changed my life and blew my mind. So first thing I want to do is I want to teach you how to teach a little Yogarate. So what I like to do is warm up by playing a game called the laser beam game. Now, the way that you play this game is probably the way that you are in your classroom or you are in your home with your kids. So my enjoyment is to get people to stand and to have fun. I like the way you're standing. I like the way you're standing. Do I want you sitting or do I want you standing? Awesome. All right, so I have a laser, and this laser goes wong, 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 wong. And this laser is going to chop off your head, so you figure out what you want to do. Wong, 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 wong. Okay, nice. Wong, 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 wong. Wong, 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 wong. All right, cool. I'm sure a couple of people, they ducked like this. I'm probably feeling a couple of people, maybe, they kind of, stopped, and one person standing there probably going, there's no laser. I don't know what's happening. What's going on? And that's totally fine. All right. So let's keep on playing and having fun. I have another laser, and this laser goes shh, 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 shh. And this laser is going to chop off your feet. So I guess you do what you think is best. All right, nice. I got people moving around. All right, let's test out your skills. Ready? Wong, 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 wong. Zoo, 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 zoo. Wong, 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 wong. Zoo, 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 zoo. Wong, 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 wong. Wong, wong, wong. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Nice. Give yourself a round of applause. Oh, I dropped the laser somewhere. Let me pick them up. All right, awesome. Oh, you thought you were done. Wong, zoo, 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 wong, zoo. Wong, zoo, wong, zoo, wong, zoo, wong, zoo. Wong, zoo, wong, zoo, wong, zoo, wong, zoo. Nice. Good job. All right, everybody, you can give yourself a little round of applause. That's tremendous. Now, if you want, you can get those lasers on Amazon. One for 15, two for 25. You get to pick whatever color. It's tremendous. Try playing this with your friends. Now, I don't know about you. I'm a little winded. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something called big belly breathing. So everybody take one hand, put it on your stomach. Other hand, put it on your chest, collarbone area. When I say go, all I want you to do is take 3 big belly breaths or big breaths as big as you can, and just notice, do I breathe in and out more with my shoulders and chest, or do I breathe in and out more with my stomach, or do I breathe a combination of both? Either way, okay? And by the way, this also works better if you do it with your eyes closed. So one hand on your chest, collarbone area, one hand on your belly, eyes closed if you want. 3 breaths, go. Awesome. Now, just check in with your body and feel. How many of you feel just 1% or more better after taking those 3 breaths for you? How often do you actually stop and take breaths for yourself? And not the breaths that I see that teachers take when they do something like when a child displays a behavior and they act like they're surprised, even though that kid does the same thing at 9:30, at 10:15, at 11:25, and they do this one, that kind of surprise. That may be the only breath that you're taking. What I offer you is offer an opportunity. If you like this breathing, then do this. By the way, everything that I'm going to show you today, do it while you're at school. Once you punch in, start stretching, start moving, start breathing, start yelling, all this stuff. It's beneficial for the kids and it's beneficial for you as well. Make sense? Okay, cool. So when you were breathing in and out, how many of you felt that you were breathing in and out more with your chest and shoulders? Okay, got it. How many of you felt that you were breathing in and out more with your stomach? Okay, got it. How many of you felt that you're breathing in and out more with like your chest and like you couldn't really figure out what was happening? Okay, that's fine. That's just called hyperventilating. You're good. Okay, so now what I want you to do is actually we're going to do intentional big belly breathing. Now, because of the seminar that I did, the webinar I did last time, a really good result, that's when I was ripped with my 6-pack. And I'm like, oh no, now I have another training in June, but it's towards the end of June, so I got to start eating as much as possible so I can build up a nice visual aid for you. That's when I started on my anti-keto diet, which is pizza and ice cream and root beer, so that I can build this. Nobody's buying. Okay, fine. All right, anyway, so what you do is put 2 hands on your belly. You're going to do intentional big belly breathing and use your stomach muscles. And yes, they are under there. They just might be hidden under a nice protective layer like mine. So all I want you to do is breathe in and push your stomach out. And then breathe out and pull your stomach in. You know, kind of like what you do when you walk on the beach the first time after you haven't worked out in 6 months. And this might be just a conversation I need to have with my inner child. Okay, so ready? Breathe in, make your belly super big. Breathe out, pull your belly in, make it small. Okay, and breathe in, make your belly big. Come on, use those stomach muscles, push it out, push it out, push it out, and breathe out. And pull your stomach muscles in just like that. And this is big belly breathing. It's really, really good to teach your kids. And the best way to teach your kids is by modeling it. And one way that I like to do it is I like to pretend that I get angry in a class, like, oh, I shouldn't have stubbed my toe or something like that. And then I go, hold on, kids. Oh, I feel so much better. And then the kids go, oh, and then it starts processing in their head instead of sometimes the things that we do, which is like, breathe, calm down, relax. When, you know, when there's a kid, they're hysterical and they're crying because they just don't know how to communicate what the communication is to us, and we don't understand it. So we're like, calm down, take a breath, breathe in. There's a tour coming. I need this to, right? Do you get what I'm saying? So instead, if we model for the kids what to do, or even have one of your alpha kids. If you don't know what I mean by alpha kids, go watch the other webinar on Hi Mama. The alpha kids can be the ones that if there's a child that's upset, they can go up to the child and then just take their hand and put it on their shoulder, not encroaching their inner space here, but just put their hands on their shoulder, and then the alpha can go, I'm going to breathe with you. And then the alpha just starts breathing. And the child may still stay upset, and it's fine. And they keep on crying and they keep on crying. But by the 3rd or 4th breath, because also you're not involving yourself and you're letting the kids self-regulate themselves, it's beautiful when all of a sudden the kid that's and the other kid is like that, and eventually good looking out, bro. And then they like walk away. Maybe not as beautiful as that, but I've seen it happen over and over when we let the kids be the ones in charge of the self-regulation, because they can do it themselves. And what best way to have it than to have the kids that are the ones that throw the fake fits and get all excited and super hyper. They're the ones that get to actually demonstrate that too. One way I also do this is I have the kids lay on their back. I put a poly spot, or I put a paper plate on their stomach, and they lay on their back, and I tell them that their belly is the ocean and the boat is the spot or the paper plate. So now all of a sudden here comes a big wave, and what they do is they lift the spot up or lift the paper plate up, and there goes the wave and it's gone, and they breathe out and they pull it in. And you'll be amazed by some of the kids where they're intentionally belly breathing in and out and learning how to do that. Because if we're not taught how to self-regulate by doing belly breathing, how do we expect the child just to relax? How many of you have a conversation with your significant other? It starts to get a little heated and they look at you and go, honey, relax. You immediately, of course, go, oh, thank you, sweetie. You're so right. No, you're like, don't tell me to relax. Right, so it's the same exact thing. Just think about it. Okay, so now that we're warmed up and now that we did one kind of breathing, what I want to do is I want to show you another kind of warming up. And the other kind of warming up that I do is called dynamic tension. There's kids that have a lot of energy and they're super mutants and they're superhuman just like me. I do a 6-hour training and I'm more excited, I'm more invigorated. If I want to go to bed, what I do is I do a double shot of espresso and it knocks me out in a half hour. There's people that have different levels of energy. Okay, so this is something for the kids that have the high energy. I'm not going to do the thing that other people do. You know, the normal people with the normal voices where they put letters on these kids' name and call it like a hyper disorder, some of that. But like right before this webinar, I was watching The Flash on CW going, I want to be the Flash. Like that, because some kids want to be like that. So why suppress it when then all of a sudden they can be that? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called dynamic tension. Everybody squeeze one fist, squeeze the other fist, just like that. Now squeeze your forearms, and if you get a little winded, do your belly breathing. Now squeeze your arms, and relax. 5, 6, 7 seconds of squeezing. But when you're squeezing the muscle, the blood starts rushing to it. Let's do it again. Ready? Squeeze your fist. Squeeze your other fist. Squeeze your forearm. Squeeze your arms. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Relax. Okay, how many of you feel all of a sudden now you're even getting a little bit warmer, but we're not really doing a lot of stuff. Okay, those of you that love yoga, dynamic tension is a great way to do yoga while not even moving. And I can tell you more about it if you reach out to me. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze these muscles and then also pull our shoulders back like someone put a pencil in between our shoulder blades and we have to hold it. Does that make sense? So everybody squeeze one fist and squeeze your other fist, and squeeze your forearms, and squeeze your arms, and now pull back just like this. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Breathe, 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 breathe. Relax. How many of you feel like you're getting a workout already? Right? Dynamic tension is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to come off of one foot. So I don't know if you can see my foot. I don't think you can. So I have it over here. So you're basically on the ball of the foot. The heel is off the ground. I just want you to lean on that foot and push down for 5 seconds while your knee is bent. Ready? So I'm going to say it again. So the ball of the foot is on the ground like you're trying to get tippy toe. Okay, your knee is bent. I just want you to lean and push into the ground for 5 seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Lean again. Push into the ground, the ball of your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Okay, awesome sauce. Feels good. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. This is dynamic tension that we're going to do with the whole body. Bend the knee, ball of the foot is off the ground, press down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lean, press down again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off. Okay, cool. Why I want you to do this in your classroom with your kids, it'll tire your kids out when they're sitting there squeezing. But what's also going to benefit you is that when your heel is off the ground and the ball of the foot is pushing down, what happens if you felt it is that the tendons and ligaments around your ankle and the tendons and ligaments around your knee also start to tighten so that you don't ever have an injury, because when you're chasing after your kids, you're going all these different directions. And you don't really have a trainer tell you, did you do your ankle and your knee exercises? So this is beneficial to you. Now that if you just woke up, because I started talking about you instead of the kids, I'll tell you one more time. Ready? So squeeze your fist, squeeze your muscles, pull your shoulders back, squeeze and squeeze. Now bend both of your knees, okay, off your heels. So you're balancing that, push into the ground. Now you're going to take off 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fly to the sky. Okay. If you think about it, we can really do a lot, but warming up, moving around, all things you can do with your kids, okay? Awesome. All right, big belly breath in, big belly breath out. Big belly breath in, big belly breath out. Okay, another kind of breathing to calm ourselves even more. See, the big belly breathing is when we're working out, when we're chasing after kids, we're doing this, we know we're still going to get a little winded. Once we're all done and we really want to calm our bodies and center ourselves and relax into our own energy, well, what we do is we do cold breathing. Take your tongue, put it behind the back of your bottom teeth like this. Okay, and we're going to do a quick Princess Bride test to make sure that you have your tongue where it's supposed to be. Tongue behind the back of your bottom teeth. Repeat after me. Ready? Or say, love, 12 love is a magical experience. Okay, here's the test. Ready? Everyone say Princess Buttercup. Okay, so if you sounded like me, you did it good. Take your tongue, put it behind the back of your bottom teeth like this. Now breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in with your mouth. Breathe in and breathe out. And you feel that cooling sensation go through your body. So if you have your body do cold breathing, you'll actually be able to calm yourself down pretty quickly if that's something you're interested in doing. If you want to stay upset, 100%, you can totally stay upset. You get to choose. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. So we get to choose how we are. Like, anybody ever have a bad day because something happened in the morning and then they say, there goes my day, and then all of a sudden they're looking around for evidence, trying to find people to say, like, I'm having a bad day. Can you have a bad day with me? What if they realize that there's no such thing as a bad day, just a bad moment? And the bad moment You don't even realize you're stretching it out into a bad hour, into a bad morning, into a bad day, into a bad year, into a bad marriage, just because one moment happened. And it's because you wanted to be right. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay, silly stretching. Roll your head around. This is I do with the kids. But it feels really good for me. Put your head the other direction. You may feel some cracks or crinkles in your neck. That's okay. The body makes noises. Sometimes we don't want it to. Sometimes we don't have a choice. All right, you're going to go back and forth like this and just go tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, and I look at the kids and I go, what are you, a bunch of alarm clocks? And they go, no, they don't even know what alarm clocks are. I mean, if you really think about it, they are the alarm clocks. By the way, all this stuff that I'm showing you, I don't even have to remember it. Just have fun with it. I have Yogarate videos on my yogarate.youtube.com that I'll tell you about later. Don't even worry about it. Just have fun with this and be present in the moment. All right, now we're going to go up and back just like this. And if you feel pain in your lower back, consider maybe doing some of this more. All right, roll your shoulders forward. And roll your shoulders back, and roll your shoulders forward, and roll your shoulders back, and we're gonna go for a swim, and everybody's gonna go for a swim, and everybody swim, and we're gonna go one arm forward, and one arm backwards. There you go. Oh, a little confusing, try it the other way. One arm forward, and one arm backwards. This is one of my buddy Enrique Hank Feldman. He's got a brain games. It's crazy. It's all these different things that your body doesn't really know how to do until you train yourself. Okay, ready? And everybody go like this, palms out. And palms out, you'll feel a nice chest stretch, okay? And we do big hugs. If you love ice cream, say, I love you, ice cream. And the kids say, and then if they say, if you love pizza, say, I love you, pizza. And the kids hug themselves. And then what I do is energy hugs. So take your hands, go like this. By the way, what we're about to do, some of you are going to feel, and some of you are not, and it's okay. Any way that you are is okay. This world, you're allowed to have whatever emotions that you have. I know when I was growing up as a guy, I was allowed to be angry. I wasn't allowed to be sad, or I was a blank, 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 blank. And then I know my sister was taught that you're not allowed to be mad because you're hysterical, but it's okay for you to be sad. That's the old world with the old mentality coming from a fear concept. It's okay to be anything you want. When you're sad, it's okay to be sad. When you're angry, it's okay to be angry. When you're upset, it's okay to be upset. When you're happy, it's okay to be happy, especially if other people in your life aren't. So what we're going to do is listen to the voice in your head. If it tells you you don't feel anything, I'll offer you just try this. Put your hands together. We're going to create some energy. Creating energy. There you go. Just started thunderstorming, so I hope you hear like a thunder crack. That'll be so awesome. Perfect. Universe, I have to order one thunder crack, please. Okay, good. Now, we're bringing hands together. Pull your hands apart just like this. Now hang out and hold it. And what do you feel? How many of you feel, some people feel tingle? How many of you feel like a magnet? How many of you feel like there's a magnet pushing between your hands? And if you don't, it's okay. And if you do, it's okay. Pull your hands apart even more if you feel it, and see if that magnet or that energy block or that energy brick stays between your hands and just gets bigger. Just like that, all right? If you're doing it, hold it and play with it. We're gonna, for people that don't have that feeling yet, rub your hands together, we're creating heat, we're creating friction, energy, okay? And cup your hands, pull your hands apart just like that, and see if you feel anything between your hands. So I immediately feel like a pushing, pulling sensation. If you don't feel this, maybe you're just not supposed to feel it. It's all good. Try doing it with your kids. You might be surprised. What I do with the kids, I have them pull their hands apart, having the energy still between their hands. And I say, give yourself a big hug. And everybody goes, I love you, me. Now, if you have a child in your class that when you do the big hugs and the I love you, me, and you have a kid that goes like this, or a kid that goes, I hate you, me, that's a flag. You can choose to step over it, or you can choose to consider that child at some point put a program in their head that they're not lovable. It could be something like mom and dad get into an argument. Mom goes, I'm leaving. She goes outside, has a breath, and then comes back in. But when she goes outside, that child can totally make up a story going, I'm not lovable because mom left. And then that can go 30 years into their life. Whenever relationship that they have, the person that starts falling in love with them, they start going in their programming, I'm not lovable, and then they break up with that person because obviously that person's going to cheat on them or whatever story they make up. So if you see a child that doesn't love themselves, please just look into it, have a conversation. If you don't know how to have that conversation, reach out to you. I would totally love to empower you to do it. Okay, and then we're also going to give ourselves a belly rub. Everybody, belly rub your belly. Oh, give yourself a belly hug. That feels so nice. Okay, cool. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over this way. We're gonna stretch our side body. It's super, super important. All the muscles around your ribs, the intercostal muscles, very, very important. So all I want you to do is when you try this stretch, keep your hand off your leg so it doesn't restrict your stretching. This is gonna feel amazing if you try it. Ready? And everybody go, ha, ha, ha. And notice when I do that, I don't come back. I try to go, ha, 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 to get more of a stretch. And the kids laugh and I go, what's so funny? And then they look at me weird. And then I'll go the other side. I'll go, he. And the kids laugh again. And I go, what are you laughing at? And then they get a kick out of it because this is all about fun and play. And curriculum is like 17th dairy. #school. Okay. So then we go this way and I go, hoo, hoo, hoo. And the kids do it. I go, are you an owl? And they laugh. And then I go, ho, ho, ho. And then they do. And I go, are you a bunch of Santa Clauses? Somebody owes me a train. And they laugh. Steal my content, steal my material, have fun with it. And you know, why not? Jokes are jokes. They're great for kids. Okay, let's stretch out your hamstrings and then we're going to do some other stuff. Ready? So we're going to peck for some seeds like a bunch of chickens. Bend your knees and go peck, 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 peck. And we're going to pick some bananas like a bunch of monkeys. Pick, 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 pick. It's very important to stretch your hamstrings. If you ever have any lower back pain, okay, usually your lower back pain is because your hamstrings are too tight. Your hamstrings are too tight or your glutissimus cardassianus maximus is too tight. So we're going to stretch out our hamstrings so that we can do the couple of movements next. Ready? Peck, 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 pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, pick, pick. Ew. Ew, are you picking your noses? That's disgusting. Okay, if you can't, so it's an optical illusion. Really didn't happen, but try this one. Everybody ready? Take a finger, put it in your ear, push it through your brain to the other side. There you go. Try that with your kids. Okay, awesome. Okay, so in Yogarate, we do yoga, and then we also do martial arts. So I'm going to do a martial art technique with you called the high block, okay? And I'll teach you how to do it, and then if you want to teach Yogarate, reach out to me and I can teach you how to do all the silliness. So the high block song goes to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That's the first part. You sing the nursery rhyme that the song goes to, and there's about 25 different songs, so I found a lot of public domain. I didn't have to pay for a nursery rhyme. #Google, okay? So, ready? The nursery rhyme, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I got to do a belly breath while I'm singing. Take one for yourself. They're free. Actually, one more. Feeling generous. Nice, okay? How did it feel? Seriously, after 3 breaths, if all you take from today is just to take 3 or 4 breaths in a day for yourself and for nothing else, your whole day will change, I promise. Your body chemistry changes, your brain and alkalinity changes. It's amazing. Okay, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, ready, set, go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the squirrel so high, like a pepperoni pickle pizza pie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder. Dude, where's my car? I'm trying to be frozen, but I'm noticing my pants are like selling me out. Okay, so how many of you, when you heard me say, we're going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, already your mind kicked in going, oh, okay? So that's why I throw in pattern interrupts. Pattern interrupts are the first part of my behavior mastery program. I bark, I do woof, I do accents, I do voices, anything to get the kids' attention to look at you for a second. That's all you need. So for adults, I throw in pattern interrupts because I want you to be focused and paying attention to me the whole time. So the first pattern trope that I throw in is the squirrel. And then your brain goes, huh? That's not part of it. The second is the pizza, pickle, pie, whatever it was. And then your brain goes, that's not part of it too. Now all of a sudden, you're leaning in more and you're waiting for what the third one is because I developed the pattern. And then I do the dude, where's your car? And there's a big finish. See, you can be funny too, as long as you understand comedy. Comedy for preschoolers is simple. It's a brain hiccup. So all you do is you start a pattern and then you do a brain hiccup and the kids love it. A, B, C, D, pickles. And they laugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, spaghetti. And they laugh. It's very, very simple. Only works if you try. Okay, so part one, we do the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Part two, I tell a story about why I do a high block, okay? So I talk about I was sitting under a tree reading a book and all of a sudden something thunk hit me on my head and I looked up and it was a squirrel. I guess he's carrying all his nuts for the winter, whatever it was. And I said, Mr. Squirrel, can you please be careful? And now I told him to be careful. So he decided to start throwing nuts at my head. So he's throwing nuts, and I'm like, ow, ow, Mr. Squirrel, ow, that hurts, Mr. Squirrel. And then I started putting my hands over my head, and then I put my hands over my head, and all the nuts kept on bouncing off my arm. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, as long as I keep my hands up, then I'm going to protect my head. So it's called the high block. So that's what you teach the kids when you block. Because even in elementary school, you tell kids, stand up for yourself, defend yourself. It's like, what does that mean? Do I get an attorney to help me? I mean, so you want to be clear with your communication. Okay. So third thing we do is we do the actual high block song. So I like the way you're standing up. I like the way you're standing up. Do I want you sitting or do I want you standing? I love the way. So those are pre-frames. That's the second part of my behavior program. I don't give instructions or commands. We don't like to be told what to do as humans, especially alphas, which is what part 3, 4, and 5 is. So go back and watch it. So what I want you to do is just notice when I'm doing these movements, I'm getting you to understand what I want you to do. So watch the other pre-framing. I like the way you're standing. I like the way your foot is back. I love the way your knees are bent. Do I want your elbows out like chickens or in like kangaroos? See, and everybody knows what I want them to do, and I didn't give one instruction because my world is about win-win. When I give a command to a child, I feel superior. I feel like I'm right because I'm an adult, I have an education, I'm taller, and the child doesn't get the communication. Like when we say things like, you get what you get and you don't get upset and totally shut down a child. I win because I feel right. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin release, the child is diminished, there's no win. So if I look at a child when they do something, I try to communicate clearly so that the child understands what I want from them and they also feel respected, and it's win-win. We've been trained win-lose, especially in this country. So my whole world is about win-win. Make sense? Awesome. All right, I love the way your hands are up. Let's do the high block song. Ready, set, go. High block to the sky. High block, way up high. Aya! Okay, so the aya is like the chorus. So everybody yell aya at the end. By the way, if you've been looking for an opportunity to yell, like really yell, like it's okay because it's part of the workshop. Okay, ready, stance. Aya! All right, ready, set, go. High block to the sky. High block, way up high. Aya! Nice. Now, I want you to do the high block song. Now that you memorized it, I'll go to fix my hair. Now that you memorized it, I want you to do it in a silly voice or a silly accent. Why? Because, do you have a reason why not to? Okay, ready, set, go. High block to the sky. High block, way up high. Hi-ya! Okay, awesome. Part one, we sing the nursery rhyme. Part two, we tell the story about why the block or technique is important. Part three, we actually teach them the Yogarate song. Part four, we test out the kids. Now, when I teach a class, I have these boppers. If I don't have these, so these are my balls. And what I'm going to do is they're very, very soft, okay? These are great for kids because like I'm going to throw these at my computer. So obviously, you know, I'm okay with like breaking my computer. They're super, super soft. I get them from a company, SNS Worldwide. Really awesome. So what I want you to do is put your hands up like this, okay? And I'm going to throw the ball at your computer. And then, so these are core balls from the core of the earth. And these are sun balls from the sun. Two sources of energy. Ready? Hands up like this. Let me hear you go, aya. Ready, go, aya. Keep on going. Go. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Good. Take a big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Here we go. Haruken. Ready? So if I throw it this side, block with this side. If I throw it this side, block with that side. Haruken. There you go. Keep going. There you go. Up 2 at a time. Whoop. Ready? 2 at a time. Whoop. Ready? Whoop. Oh, did you get that one? Nice. All right. Give yourself a round of applause. Tremendous. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Okay, cool beans and rice. All right. So actually grab a sip of water real quick or a sip of something. I just want to share something with you. By the way, while you're doing this, if you're sitting, if you're standing, just while I'm talking for the next 3-4 minutes or less, just move. Move your body. See how you feel. If you like doing the energy, multitask. Hey, okay, here we go. Ready? I'll make this in 2 minutes. Have you ever created an expectation for another human being, comma, never shared the expectation with them? And when they don't fulfill the expectation that they know nothing about, who do you get upset at? Them. It's because we're programmed that way and it doesn't make sense and it's very, very silly. And the way that when you catch yourself creating an expectation, like I'll give you a demonstration right now. I'm going to do what we do all the time. Ready? Here we go. Why didn't you do it? What's wrong with you? Oh, I created an expectation that everybody on this call would go YMCA and then wave, and no one did it because I didn't tell you. So for me to be upset at you and give you any responsibility in the expectation created in my mind is absolutely insane. And that's how we do it on a daily basis. That's why there's so much anxiety and depression, because we've been taught to believe that the way that our mind says things are supposed to be is how reality is. And then we get mad at reality. We say the word should, and we create an expectation. When you create an expectation that your parents should pick up your kids on time, when you create an expectation that this person should call you back, you're saying the word should. He should be this way. She should be that way. Think about a person in your life and an expectation that you have for them. And if you really want an impact on how this could shift your whole life and your happiness, only if you want to be happier. If you don't want to be happier, don't listen to this. La, 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 okay? Think about a person in your life that you have an expectation for. It goes like he should be or she should be, okay? Say it out loud. He should. Notice how you feel. Now change should to could. So instead of she should be on time, try she could be on time. When it's he should be, knowing he should know what I want, try he could know what I want. And see if you feel the difference in your body and the upset fly away and leave. When you get that you should all over people, should, S-H-O-U-L-D, when you create expectations for other people, you should on them. You should on your friends, you should on your kids, you should on the parents, you should on everybody in your life, because your brain's been teaching you that the expectations that you create in your mind on how reality should be is that, and then you wonder why you have upset. Because reality is reality and your mind is just your mind and it should be this way, and you get upset where it could be this way. And you go on with your day. You can choose it. You don't have to. Let's do another kind of breathing. Fire breathing. Fire breathing. You're going to breathe in and out with your nose, and you're only going to breathe in and out slowly, quickly first, and then we're going to breathe in deeper. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate. Take your hand, put it over your nose. Watch. Woo! Felt good. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm back. All right. So that's high energy breathing, and it helps use up the energy and flow the energy. So what you do is now, if you want to try it, if you didn't try it with me, take your hand, put it over your mouth, not the person next to you. Ready? And you're going to go like this. Breathe in. Belly big. Breathe out. Now breathe in and breathe out. Notice how you feel. How many of you feel like you feel energy going through your body? In reality, when you drink coffee, the physical sensation really doesn't hit your body for 15 minutes. But the way we feel when we take our first cup of coffee or tea or whatever is all psychological. So you can actually energize your body and heat yourself up by doing this as opposed to doing other things, okay? All right. 2 self-defense techniques. Let's do another song. Okay, ready? Hands up like this. This is called the middle block. It's going to be real quick. Ready? Everybody, you ready? Stance, go. Aya! Good, because I want to throw more stuff at you. Ready, set, go. Swat, swat, swat. Middle block. Swat, swat, swat. Middle block. Aya! Let's do it again. Different voices. Ready? Pick a silly voice. Pick a silly, I don't know. Pick something. Swat, swat, swat. Middle block. Swat, 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 middle block. Aya! All right, cool. And now hands up. Do this one more time. Because I promised there would be 2 self-defense techniques. And I want to be in integrity. So I want you to do that, and this and that, and do the block, and go like this. Don't be fooled by the blocks that I got. Hurrah! Okay, awesome. All right. Last behavior mastery tool is called the power look. When you do a pattern chart, woof, meow, hello. One I like to do with kids that have superpowers, gifted kids. Some people call them special needs or whatever. So when I work with these superpower gifted kids, I like to do humming. It's vibrational. It's amazing for your body. We're atoms vibrating at such a high speed that we think we're solid unless you understand science. So everybody ready? What I want you to do is I want you to breathe in. And you're going to do an ah sound. And I want you to do it for 15 seconds. And when I go like this and we stop, just check in with your body and see how you feel and see if you like it. Ready? Breathe in. Ah. If you like the way you feel. Breathe in. Make an M sound. Check in how you feel. Try this as a pattern interrupt. Okay, so you do pattern interrupt, get the kids' attention. Woof, meow. You do the barking, whatever. They look at you, and you go, I like the way you're sitting crisscross applesauce. I love the way you're sitting crisscross applesauce. Do I want you standing at your table, or do I want you sitting crisscross applesauce? I like the way the auditory cue, the visual cue, and then you have your alpha that looks at you and tells you the wrong answer on purpose because you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They go like this, like, you want me at my table. And then the voice in their head goes, now make the face. And you make the face like, oh, you know what I'm doing, blah, blah. So real quick, power look, top of the forehead when you're looking at the kid. Don't drop down to their eyes because they're going to get you with their cuteness. So top of the forehead. And then I sing row, row, row your boat in my mind so that my inner dialogue doesn't sabotage like it tries to do all the time. And I'll give you an example. So I'll go, I love the way that you're cleaning up your area. I love the way that you're cleaning up your area. Do I want you still playing or do I want you cleaning up your area? And then one kid over here is looking at me and they're showing me that they're not doing what I want them to do. And then I just go, I love the way you're following my directions. I love the way you're following my directions. Make sense? Your face goes blank. Okay, awesome. Everybody, big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. Awesome. You're wonderful. You're tremendous. Let's do one more breathing technique. This is called jellyfish breathing. Remember how we stretched out our sides? So it's 3 compartments of breathing. So everybody breathe in with your belly a little bit. Now breathe in with your chest a little bit. Now hands up in the air and breathe in and fill up all this air up here. And then breathe out. Let's do it one more time. Ready? So tuck yourself. Hands like this at your side. So 3 parts. 1, 2. This goes back to my cheerleading days in high school. Yep. And ready? So watch. Breathe in with your belly. Breathe in with your chest. And the last part, come up. Breathe in with everything, with your back, everything. And then go back. And you work on this, you'll do a good 10-second breath. Let's try one more, and then we're going to be done. and try to get the more air and breathe it out. So in yoga, you say namaste. In karate, we yell aya. So before I show you how to get in touch with me with my social media, I want everybody to start the class. To end the class by doing a namaste aya. So I'll demonstrate first. So we start like this. We go namaste. And the second that our hands come together, you step back into your stance. You can do whatever stance you want that you feel cool in. I go like this because that's the sign language sign for I love you, and I love you all for participating. And if you share this with the world, like I mentioned, go to yogarate.youtube.com, and that takes you right to my YouTube playlist where I have tons of videos and all free stuff and songs. So ready? Everybody breathe in. Namaste. Aya! Awesome. And if you would like to follow me, and you'll see a world of true imagination. I'll leave this here, or should I move it over? You tell me, because I don't know if the things that are popping up on the bottom. And I would so love to, I see the chat thing going on over and over. I'd love to get a copy of that just so I can just read what everybody's saying.
Ron, you're getting so many great comments. Folks are just commenting about how much fun they're having, how much the couple of children are on with their moms or dads, whoever it may be. They're having a blast right now with you. So I have to say.
Nice. Oh, and should I announce it or should you announce it?
Go ahead. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Okay. So we already have the next workshop that I'm going to be doing called Captain of the Ship. It's a director's administrators training, which is also a great training if anyone ever wants to step into the world of being a director, co-director, administrator. It's about leadership. I give you team building games, I give you a couple of behavior techniques, different ways to have a conversation. I'll give you a little sneak peek right now. If I say to you, I understand where you're coming from, but, or I get what you're saying, however, are you going to like the next thing coming out of my mouth? No. So what I offer you is use the word and. I understand where you're coming from, and we're going to do it my way. I get what you're saying, and this is our policy. And all of a sudden, it continues the teamwork as opposed to when you do the but or the however, and then the immediate wall gets shut down. That's your free one. So Captain of the Ship, Thursday, September 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll talk forever, so you just.
I love Ron. No, this has been amazing. Yeah, I'm excited to welcome you back in September. I know that August, September tends to be a really busy time for a lot of educators, teachers, whoever they may be, because of, back to school. So I think it's going to be so much fun to have you. Ron, I want to ask you one question before we do sign off for today. How did Yogarate come about? How did was this something you created? Did you kind of do this story? That's what I want to know.
So I listen to Universal Energy, and when I get messages that come in nice and loud, I've been following that ever since I finished my Reiki training. And I was having a conversation with two directors about our karate program. And I'm like, I just started doing yoga. It's awesome. My girlfriend at the time introduced me to it, and I got used to like a hot yoga studio for 2 hours. It's like, this breath is the same thing. You're breathing in yoga, you're breathing in martial arts. That's the key. That's the key to life. Actually, it really is. So then all of a sudden, we were talking about it, like, how do I combine yoga and martial arts? And then the roof flew off and clouds parted. This really happened. Clouds parted and a light came shining in, like in the Blues Brothers, in the church scene. And then I heard like, Yogarate. And then I'm like, okay. And I said, high five, goodbye, and went and trademarked it.
I love this.
The business side of me kicked in.
I love every bit of this. Ron, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today, for sharing so many great techniques. I was laughing and having a lot of fun all at the same time on my end, and I'm sure I can say that for everyone else on the chat that they were as well. Any last thoughts, pieces of advice, words of wisdom, anything you want to leave us with today?
Yes. Whatever was one of your favorite things to do when you were a kid, ages 5 to 15, if it was a TV show that you used to watch or something, go on YouTube and play a bunch of those songs so that your inner child can start dancing. Because like when I'll do that, I'll find the playlist and it goes from He-Man, and then it goes G.I. Joe, real American, Transformers, more than meets, and the next thing is Voltron, and then all of a sudden, thunder, 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 and my favorite one, Jam, truly outrageous, truly true, and then by then I'm like, okay, was I upset about something? Like, why? So just find a video from your childhood. I listen to Three's Company and all the 80s, come and knock on our door. And it takes you right back in that inner child, which we're learning more and more about, and understanding that the inner child gets these wounds when we're younger. And if we don't work through it, and we do what we're getting kind of trained to do, which is suppress it, alcohol, and all these other things, then all this stuff tends to build up internally, and then we end up, doing damage to ourselves. So if we understand this inner child, and if we understand the pain and the little things that happen in life, and it could be the smallest of things that the inner child just made up a story about, like I talked about before, and actually addressing it, sitting down, meditating, go online, forget about like go online, type in YouTube inner child meditation. And there's some amazing, Louise Hay has a wonderful one. And when you become connected to that little person in you, and you're like, oh, especially if you work with preschool kids and you're not silly and laughing all the time, it boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. So why not just be silly and goofy and have fun? I mean, like, who do you remember growing up? The teachers that were very stern, or the one that actually got you interested in learning? So play with your inner child. That's the answer to that question. You sure? That's one question. I'm glad you gave me 20 minutes to answer.
Ron, thank you so much again for being a part of today and all these great techniques. It's been such a pleasure. You're getting lots of love in the chat. I'm going to jump into our wrap up now. Not that I want to, because we're having too much fun. Let's be realistic here.
Nice.
But I'm going to jump up into wrap up. We are going to make sure that you can connect up with Ron. We're going to include all of his information in the show notes that will be coming out. So speaking of show notes and certificates will be sent out, but not until next week, folks. So if you are here with the live session, you will be able to access that early next week. We do have a couple of days off up here, so please just be patient as we do roll them out, but you will see them come through next week for yourself. And if you have anyone who's looking for the recording, that also will not be made available until early next week as well, but it will be sent out with show notes. Next week, we're back to Thursdays. So regular show, 2 p.m. next Thursday. We're actually going to be talking about diversity in the classroom, something that's a very hot topic right now, as well as a very important topic. So I'm very excited to jump into this, have further conversation with our special guest. Please do make sure, if you have not already, please do subscribe to our podcast and to our newsletter as well. You typically get like an insider look as what's coming up over the next little while from both of those, as well as if you want to listen. For example, Ron was on our podcast with us. If you'd like to listen to his podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I believe whichever podcasting you like to listen on. You have that option there. So please do subscribe to the Preschool Podcast, and you can definitely see all of that there, as well as our newsletter goes out weekly. And if you have not already, I know many of you folks have done so in the past, but please do join our Circle Time group on Facebook. We'd love to have you, or give us a follow on Instagram. Well, folks, I hate to end it and have, I wanted to mention, many folks here up in Canada, tomorrow is Canada Day, and many folks are choosing to celebrate. Many folks are choosing to not celebrate. Whichever way you are choosing to do your thing tomorrow, I just want to say, please just take some time to relax, enjoy a bit of time off if you have it, take some time for reflection and learning. And for my friends down in the US, I know July 4th is coming up for you too. So please just stay safe, everyone out there across the board. Enjoy yourselves over the long weekend. Take care and have a great long weekend. Until next time, please stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe from everyone at Hi Mama. Have a great one all.